Welcome everybody to Keller Railroad. This week I'm going to be showing how I did my repair to my mountain area back here. Now the original design had 22-inch radius corners and 18-inch radius corners mixed in there. The problem with that is it is also on a little bit of an incline, which allowed for some derailments from time to time. Now, being a newbie, not knowing what I was doing, I struggled with this a lot. So, fast forward about 5 years, here I am trying to do the repair. Now I've taken some 1x pine to make my extension piece on the back there, and I will end up ripping out this track, making a side piece for the tunnel, and extending my mountain up higher. Now I have 4% grade right here on my sides to go up around the mountain. Now when I first built this, I did not know any better. I did not realize that 4% was not good by any means. And so I've learned that, but I'm not going to change it on this layout. So as you can see, that was 2.6 roughly. Now on my bridge area, it almost jumps up a whole nother degree going higher. So I'm going to need to actually lower my bridges down on height as well, so there's not as much of an incline. In doing so, I will also have to rework the tunnel portals out just a little bit, dropping that down just a little bit, getting the wood cut down and everything else for that, and then re-gluing everything back into place. Now, I decided not to do anything with the percentage on that because it already has a little bit of a radius on there and it would be too much work. So I'm going to come out straight from the bridge and then start to do my radius all the way around it. Now this time around I decided to go with a full 22-inch radius fully, but the little side track that you see right there will stay, and that's actually going to be underneath a tunnel area where I can store an extra train. But then as you follow my finger around, that's where the new track will go, and it will stay at a constant 22-inch radius. So now I have some pictures because I didn't get a chance to really do a lot of video at this time of what I was working on. But as you can see underneath there, I've got access to my trains going through the tunnel. I've added my extensions on now on both sides and wood fillered those in so I can sand them down smooth. I've added some soundproofing foam board underneath it to make it quieter for the radius. Added my initial foam board for the tunnel portal area. Customized a little bit of the foam board. And finally got it kind of plaster cloth into place. So now you'll actually see me going through, and this is where I am doing the initial wash of the tunnel portal area. I don't know if there's a right or wrong to this. I like to start with my lighter washes first and then go to the darker washes. So I'm using a yellow Woodland Scenics wash. And then I'll do a few different stages of brown and black in here as well, with some stone. And I'm using a 1-inch foam brush to apply this down with. with a mixture of about 1-to-1 between the wash and water. And I'm just dabbing in certain areas. I'm not trying to wash over the complete area. I want individual colors to show through, as you can see as I'm zooming in. So you can see that there are, you know, yellows, grays, darker grays coming in with the color. Alright, so now I'm going in with some darker brown. Again, just dabbing in certain areas. This wash will be actually a darker wash when it's finished than a normal mountainside wash. Since this is going to be actually in a tunnel area, I want it more of a cavernous look. Finally, I'm touching back up with some black in there to give it that nice, darker look that I want it to go through. Now with the black, I'm barely touching it because I want it to hit all the darker crevices in the areas to really highlight the rock features. So now you can really see a lot more shadowing through the rock areas, making them, to me, look more realistic. Go back through and wipe off every little bit of excess that may be on there. Highlighting some of the top rock features the best you can, but still leaving it that dark. So this is my finished product after I've gone through the rest. What it looks like with having the entire tunnel area done. Now I've started to work on some of my outside rock areas, getting them placed, kind of what I want them to look like, and finish out foaming in those areas as well. Now for the top of the tunnel, I made a cap that is now painted and ready to glue down on top. So after I've glued it down, I put foam board up on top to stretch it out to make my upper mountain area. Now that I've got it all carved out, you can see some plaster clothing going on, some tape holding down my paper wads into place. Now I've got a completed shell ready to go. I've got some of my rocks already put into place and the initial wash going down on the plaster cloth, as well as putting some ballast down. Doing a quick test of the train to make sure that everything works okay. And I've got my rocks already installed around the backside. A little bit of how I made the tunnel portal on this side come through. I think it turned out really, really good. Now I've got my grass already installed on it. I put plexiglass around the back area for the fascia again. Finally started to add a few trees here and there. Kind of figuring out where I was going to put things. Getting some of the initial wash, and this is the completed look of my mountain area now with trees installed. All the ballast work done. The tunnel portal is actually on a block setup. I can flip a switch and turn that section of track off. But now all my trains go around the track just fine. There's a close-up look of some rock detail. The trees and the grass area. The only thing I might add to this is I might put a little bit of static grass up into the mountain area. What do you think on that? Let me know in the comments below. But I'm very happy with it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.